up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're still here in Detroit, Michigan because guess what? We have it. This is the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is the all-new L version, 3-row midsize SUV. But before we dive in to what Jeep is now into its 5th generation with the Grand Cherokee, let's talk about what's going on here. So this is an all-new redesign. You'll be able to get your 2-row, just like always since 1992. But now you get that 3-row flexibility for the first time. Now this is part 2. We've already covered a full walk around of all of what this is bringing to the table. But what I really want to do with this part 2 is not only show you the driving and the driving impressions that go with it, but also compare it to the main competitors. You're looking at the other 3-row midsize SUVs, vehicles like the Ford Explorer, the Hyundai Palisade, that great selling Kia Telluride, the new Nissan Pathfinder, and the rest of the bunch in this midsize segment. Jeep doing its thing for so many decades, having that off-road capability, having the on-street versatility, but have they struck gold with this Jeep Grand Cherokee L when looking at the competition? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2021 and find out with this Overland, should you be buying this over the Explorer, over the Highlander, over the Subaru Ascent, and like I said, the rest of the bunch in the midsize 3-row SUV segment? Let's find out. Some of the things I want to point out is you're going to get LED lighting across all the trim. So this is an Overland trim. Your entry trim is going to be Laredo. There's the LED lighting, LED daytime running lamps, a little bit of chrome, nothing too heavy. And what's great compared to the competition is you actually get different front fascias depending on which trim you get. This being the Overland has more of an off-road setup to give you that better ability to go over just about anything. Now you do have fog lamps, which some of the competition does not have fog lamps, but you do have your LED fog lamps, and you do have a fake vent there. We are going to have to zonk that. Now, coming across the center section, with this being the Overland trim, you do get the chrome tow hooks. I really think it's smart, obviously, for Jeep to stick to their roots with this particular trim. You look at the other competitors, you're not going to have the variety in the setup. And technology, we got it. Forward-facing camera with a washer, and as you slide across to the right with that 7-slotted grille, we do have night vision as well. The competition just does not have that. Now, getting up onto the hood, like I pointed out, clean styling, not a bunch of folds, not a bunch of creases. When we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. We have 18-inch wheels on the Overland. If these are not big enough for you, you could go up to Summit trim, the top trim, and get 21-inch wheels. But I love the nice polished aluminum with the gloss black Y-spoke design, 18-inch, like I said, with those Wrangler, those Goodyear Wrangler off-road tires. We do have that Quadra-Lift air ride suspension and active dampers all 4 corners. Look at the Highlander, look at the Pathfinder, look at those others. You're just not getting all of that technology with the driving capability. And we have paint over the fenders, not only the main fender, but also around the fender opening, which is a really nice touch. This being a Jeep with the 7-slotted grille, it has earned this badge, that trail rated badge. We have the 4x4 capability. This is similar to the Explorer sitting on a rear-wheel drive platform. So standard would be rear-wheel drive, obviously, and then this one is the 4x4 capability. You got your new Grand Cherokee badging on the side, gloss black on the mirror caps. We got 360-degree cameras. I love that clean badging with the new American flag. And only some of the competition can you do two-tone roofs. So we have the white with the black painted roof. I think it sets it off perfectly. Nice trim, nothing too heavy. And working towards our rear, you're gonna get that nice large quarter window glass for that 3rd row. Remember, we're talking about 3-row midsize SUV for the first time with the Grand Cherokee. And coming to the back, you're gonna have your digital rear view mirror. Not all the competition has that. The wiper needs to go, so we're definitely gonna zonk that. But like I said, L version 4x4, gonna get you through just about anything. I love the clean badges. Nothing too heavy. Overland on the back. Of course, we're gonna have LED lighting not only at the front, but also at the rear, nice and slim. And working our way down, no fake exhaust. You got a nice large real exhaust opening there. Decorative trim ring, looks good, but functional exhaust tip. And we have some amazing towing capability. Let's pop the hood though talk about the competition, and see what this Overland's bringing to the engine table. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. The great news is on the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, especially this L, we're talking about a larger Jeep Grand Cherokee, but even more ground clearance, 10.9 inches of ground clearance. We have hood struts. Look at the competition. A lot of them are using prop rods, but underneath that hood is something you're not gonna find at the other brands at this price point. That is a V8 engine. So yes, you can get your V6 and get it rear-wheel drive. The V6 is a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, 293 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Ours, though, is the 5.7 liter V8, 357 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque. With this engine and that Torque Flight 8-speed automatic transmission, we could tow up to 7,200 pounds. Now, if you look at the shock top mounts, you're gonna notice that they are cast in aluminum. Even though this is a larger Jeep Grand Cherokee, and you'll see the wires for that adaptive suspension, even though this is a larger Jeep Grand Cherokee, it actually weighs less than the 4th generation. Mind blown. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this engine because we got a V8 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 redesigned, all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee L. I know you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the price? Well, my question is, if you're asking me what the price is, did you watch part 1? Because I did say the price, but I will remind you, Overland trim with the V8 4x4, MSRP's $58,000. Let's see what you're getting. I want to point out some of the big things for 2021. Check out up top on the door panel. You have massage seating and 2 memory seat settings. Wood trim looks great. Competition just does not bring the massage quality to their SUVs. As you come to the dash, nice material. Look at the Macintosh speakers in that top portion, the way they do all of the intricate detail work, the stitching, and then look what we got. All new infotainment system, 10 inches, a little bit larger than 10 inches. Navigation, obviously, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless charging. Let me bring that back up real quick. Uconnect 5, very intuitive. We could get into comfort. You got your dual climate controls, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, heated seats. So they got you covered there. And then look what else we got. We could go in a vehicle. Let's do rear view camera. Look at how clear it is. You got your trajectory. We could go out the front with trajectory. Push this little button like that. Wash the camera. Your Telluride can't do that. And I'm gonna get right back out of it. Then we could also get into fam cam. Keep an eye on those teenagers. Don't let me know what they're doing. God only knows, but the great news is you can keep tabs on them. And you're able to see that rearward facing child seats, which is very important with the little ones. But I love the way it's so intuitive with the system. You got all your buttons and switch gear, easy to get to. We got wireless charging, 2 USBs, 2 USB-Cs, and a 12 volt. And this closes nicely. It's a little gloss black heavy, and there is some hard plastic, so I am gonna zonk that, but you do have that air ride suspension, so we could raise and lower. You got your different modes. That's gonna control the 8-speed automatic, and it's actually got a nice metal finish to it for that ZF 8-speed. And then as we work our way back, look at the finishes. Really nice stitch work. Seats, full leather interior, ventilated, heated, massage, multi-positionable, and then you're gonna get the panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I got another 10 inches I want to show you over here when it comes to technology in the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Lots of room in here. Steering wheel, they did a bang-up job, electric tilting and telescoping, but the big news is 10 inches, 10-inch digital display. Compare that to your Highlander. Compare that to your Ascent. Compare that to your Telluride. Love the clarity. Look at the navigation. Fills up the whole screen. And then you could actually toggle through a whole cornucopia of information. Look at those gauges. Super, super clear. And then on top of that, you have a 10-inch head-up display as well. So 10, 10, 10, that's 30 inches of visual pleasure smack dab right in your face. But why don't we get to the mid-row and see what big things are in store with the Jeep Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, mid-row time. Comparing it to the other mid-size 3-row SUVs, lots of space. Let me show you some things. We got AC vents nicely put in the frame rail. Competition doesn't have that. Look at our command center, dual climate control, heated seats. Overland doesn't have ventilated seats, so I am gonna zonk that still, but you do have home power source, 2 USB-Cs and 2 USBs. So they got you covered connectivity-wise. Close that door, and then here comes my favorite part. Not only are the seats attractive, but watch this. Need to get in the 3rd row? Bam, look at all that room, and you know what? I could just climb on back there. Real easy to do. 1, 2, 3, and then you also have access. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work. What? You have that electric assist right here as you're getting your groceries in to put whatever you need back there. That's what I'm talking about, but you know what? Let's get to the cargo area and see how this stacks up against your Explorer. Okay, time to get in that cargo area. Real simple, you just hit the button, nice electric assist, and then what are you gonna be greeted to? You're gonna be greeted to a nice wide opening, but also tall opening. We have the 3rd row up for you to showcase just how much room that you have. There's that subwoofer of that multi-speaker system with the Macintosh sound system, nice clear tunes. And then we have a little control panel over here on the right. You have your 12 volt, make sure you don't stick your Twinkie in there. And then these are the buttons to fold down the rear seats. Plus you have a huge area for a bag of Cheetos. Just make sure you bring a bigger bag of napkins so you don't get those cheesy fingerprints all over this beautiful interior. To put the 3rd row down, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 1 push. Look, Mom, no hands after I push the button. It's gonna fold super flat, allow you to have that cargo flexibility. The mid-row folds flat, and then on top of that, we do have our storage space. This is where you could store all those snacks, hide them from the rest of the family, so on those longer trips, you are gonna be able to get to your Twinkies, get to your ho-hos and ding-dongs. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. We have the keys. It's time to drive this Jeep Grand Cherokee L. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel of the all-new 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. The first time having that 3-row capability. And right now, going down this backcountry road, the amazing thing is it feels very composed, very planted to the ground. Now, I do have it in sport mode. That's how we usually do it here on Raiti's Rides when we're driving on asphalt. And I also have the air suspension in the lowest setting. Lots of variety, lots of versatility with this all-new Grand Cherokee. Now, if you have not been in a Grand Cherokee maybe since 1995, boy oh boy, the big changes just really add up to this amazing picture. Getting to the infotainment system, well within reach. You got the digital rear view mirror, the head-up display, and of course that 10-inch digital display giving you all the information that you need and want. As we're going down the road, I think they did a great job with the sound deadening, the quality of the glass, the thickness of the glass really allows you to have a great quiet environment, especially in this Overland trim, because remember, you go up to Summit trim, Summit Reserve, you're looking at 21-inch wheels, lower profile tire. That's going to give you a little bit of a harsh ride and more road noise. We're not getting that in this Overland. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of on throttle. On throttle, here we go. That 8-speed automatic shiz very, very smooth. We got the V8, so you're not going to be hurting for power or torque. And with it being naturally aspirated, of course, it's going to pull all the way through the rev range. And that's one thing to consider when you're looking at the competition. You're looking at V6 engines, you're looking at smaller displacement engines, turbocharged engines. This one stands out being rear-wheel drive on the chassis setup, but also having that V8 power. Everywhere you look, touch, and feel is absolutely phenomenal. The attention to detail, the quality of the materials, the brakes work really, really well. Back on throttle, here we go. You get that familiar V8 grumble. And all the information is easy to get to, especially with the Uconnect 5. You know, we kind of showcase some of the features of the Ute Connect 5 when we were doing the Durango, the new Durango Hellcat. But having it in this Grand Cherokee, the way that they mounted it nicely in that center stack area rather than it being an iPad style infotainment system setup, I think a lot of people are gonna like that overall arrangement in here. But you're gonna have plenty of room for the backseat passengers. The great news is on this 2-lane road, it's easy to keep within its lane. It doesn't feel too big to where it's gonna be cumbersome. And of course, all the work that they did to the active dampers, the chassis stiffening, and like I said earlier, when we were looking underneath the hood, this Grand Cherokee L, even though it's bigger than the previous gen, is actually over 100 pounds lighter at the end of the day. So that's where you're really gonna experience that great driving enjoyment, connected feeling, and you got your full off-road capability with this being fully trail rated. And we're gonna do a little bit of off-roading once we get to the Chrysler Proving Grounds, but this is my neck of the woods, so to speak, being on this asphalt ribbon of road, enjoying some of the twisty bits and seeing how this Grand Cherokee handles and also communicates through this beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. Now, remember, to help with some of that fuel economy is front wheel disconnect. So what that means is as we're driving on this road, we're actually just sending power to the rear wheels, not the front wheels and the rear wheels, to help cut down on some of that fuel use. Obviously, any type of slippage, any type of input of throttle is going to then send power to all 4 wheels. So a very, very smart system to really maximize both fuel economy when you need to, but also give you that off-road capability. And with the electronic limited slip diff, you're getting that power to the ground very, very effectively. All right, guys, thought I'd move the camera around, let you see the kind of room that we have, headroom, shoulder room, and of course we need to do a little bit of on throttle. I'm gonna come to a dead stop, nobody behind us, in sport mode. Are you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah, that's what I like, that V8 grumble, smooth shifts, and like I said, you're getting the power to the ground, which is really wonderful. Lots of different trims like we talked about that you could select from, and I think that's gonna allow people to really get a Jeep Grand Cherokee exactly the way that they want it. But continuing down this little back country road that we're on, really kind of showcases, like I said, that overall driving and the ease of driving this vehicle. If you are ready to step up, let's say you have been in a Jeep Grand Cherokee over the years, you've only had 2 rows. If you're ready to step up, maybe your family needs have grown, maybe you found out you had a couple kids you didn't know about, now you could go with the L and you don't have to worry about feeling like you're driving a school bus. I think that's the thing I like most about this Jeep Grand Cherokee, is you still feel like you're driving a regular 2-row Jeep Grand Cherokee instead of some long, huge, massive vehicle. And I think that's where Jeep really went well. And of course, they wanted to make sure that this vehicle would earn that 7-slotted grille by having that off-road capability that also you're just not going to get with the competition. But seats feel good, nice and supportive. I'm so glad that they have ventilated and heated seats on this Overland trim, and lots of room too in the footbox. You got a large dead pedal for those longer drives, also for bracing yourself while you're going off-road, and everything just so smartly laid out. All right, guys, leaving this light on throttle. Here we go. I tell you, that Torque Flight 8-speed automatic, very, very effective automatic transmission. You can hear in sport mode how it holds on to that gear so that you can get back on throttle and go. I really think that that is super smart with the programming of everything. And like I said, just driving this vehicle is very, very easy and you feel comfortable right away. Now, having the technology night vision, and all these safety features, including emergency braking, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, all those different touches are gonna allow you to feel comfortable and safe. And definitely looking forward to getting an actual press fleet vehicle down in our neck of the woods to really showcase that night vision. I think that that's something that's gonna be technology-wise really cool to showcase, and something that's totally new for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. But the work that they did to the 5-link, multi-link rear suspension, the suspension bits up front, really has allowed this to not only feel more comfortable from an overall driving standpoint, but like I keep saying, that connected driving experience. All right, guys, we're in the Jeep Grand Cherokee L. We are off-roading here. Obviously, Jeep wants to showcase how capable this mid-size 3-row SUV is, and we are on this Jeep Jamboree course that's been set up to really showcase that. Now remember, on the overland trim, we do have skid plates to protect the underbelly, all of the inner bits as you are off-roading, and very, very impressed with how good this vehicle is. Gonna go over this log pile of logs. Here we go. Here we go. And we're off on our trail at the Chrysler Proving Grounds, which is fantastic, here in Detroit, Michigan. We're looking for the arrow. There is our arrow to guide us through the mud, through the sand. I love the feedback. Forward-facing camera is a must in these situations, in these conditions. Allows you to really see what's going on with the terrain. We're obviously in 4-wheel drive low, and now we're gonna be guided through our next obstacle. All right, guys, here we go to showcase that forward-facing camera. There it is, up and over. I'm telling you, that camera is a must. Really allows you to see exactly what's over the crest of a hill before you even get near it, even close to it. Wow, here we go, down the hill. This is what Jeep as a brand is all about. You don't necessarily need a Wrangler. You could have just as much fun in this type of situation here. Really nice pitch and roll angle. Nice and smooth. There we go. Super well done. As going down this trail. This is what off-roading's all about. And I'm telling you, it's great to be part of this Jeep media event to really see what these vehicles can handle, because you go into the mall, you go into the grocery store, you're never gonna be able to experience it. Now we're gonna go up a nice little incline here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Up and over. All right, we're using hill descent control here, and I'm wanting to hit the brake, but you don't do it. No feet, look at this. No feet on throttle or the brake into this mud hole. This Cherokee, this Grand Cherokee, could go through 2 feet of water. 2 feet of water. That's what it's all about in this vehicle. Really, really amazing setup here. And then we're gonna go up the hill of rocks. Easy peasy, look at that. We're off-roading here on Raiti's Rides. All right, guys, it's been another great day here in Detroit, Michigan with Jeep. Definitely want to thank Jim, Kristen, the whole crew, Amy, everybody at Jeep. Such real car enthusiasts and really just fans of Raiti's Rides. Is this the one to get over the competition? The Explorer, the Palisade, the Telluride, the Pathfinder, the CX-9, the Ascent, the list goes on and on, the Chevy Traverse. if you go Jeep Grand Cherokee L, you're getting that 3-row, but you're also getting a lot of things that the competition just does not deliver or even bring to the table. But definitely add this to your list of test drives. They will be available later this month. But if you want to keep seeing new SUVs, redesigned SUVs, and everything else on the planet, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, 2 ways to do it. Click the first link, become a Raity's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's busting her butt no matter what state we're in, no matter what continent. Lori does the business, so show her some love in that comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.